Michael, you're listening to The Michael Dresser Show. Matthew Cross with us, the author of The Millionaire's Map, your 21-day playbook for prosperity. That's it. He's president of Leadership Alliance, a cutting-edge consulting firm providing breakthrough strategies for growth and transformation to Fortune 100s. Thought leader, Deming Quality Scholar, author, and international speaker, Matthew is in high demand for his ability to help people and organizations intelligently plan, execute, achieve, and learn. And let us say, Matthew, hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Michael. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and thank you for being here. Matthew, it's true. We all need a roadmap, don't we?
Well, it certainly helps. It certainly helps. And I would suggest that we all do have a roadmap within. From my perspective, it's really built into our DNA already. We just need to surface it and align with it, and great things can happen.
No question. It's like being, I've heard so much about leadership, for many years now. And, that's something that it's innate, but it's a learned strategy. And I think that's really where we are. Roadmap, steps to get places. And if you're not aware of those steps, and if you don't know how to uncover that magic within you yourself, it's going to get wasted.
Yes, and there's a funny saying, Michael, and that is that one of the ways to make God laugh is to share your plans. in one thought, the other is that when you do clarify those things that you wish to achieve in your life, those areas that you wish to expand, that you wish to create, your areas of greater service, more happiness, more fulfillment, that you tend to align, you tend to invite, and you tend to align with the forces of the divine, just pure and simple.
Sure. Now, by the way, one of the things, I've got your press release here, what is the growth and prosperity code of the universe? I think the key is code. Isn't a code, can't you call a code a roadmap also?
Absolutely. It's just like your code for your ATM. You need to have the numbers. And when you have those numbers, and most importantly, when you have them in the right sequence, you access that which you're looking for. You get the money, the vault door opens if you have the right combination code. So absolutely. And the whole point of the Millionaire's Map is to provide a playful, practical way to activate that code in your life to invite and to enjoy greater abundance, greater wealth in all measures in your life.
So realistically, when we come down to it, it's a mindset, isn't it? Because if you have the way to do it, if you have the keys to open the door and get you through the symbolic keys, then you can do it. It's a shift in the way that we think. If you think you can have it, you'll get it. If you don't think you can have it, you're not going to get it.
Yes, it begins definitely with that shift, that opening of the door, that you are worthy, that you are deserving. And what I discovered in my own life, and what led me to create this book, The Millionaire's Map, was the understanding that there is a clear, simple way to access the steps to take, shall we say, to make a brighter future possible, feasible, probable, and exciting in practical terms. And that's what really led to the creation of The Millionaire's Map.
Now, by the way, the book was featured in Forbes, which is, I think, something to say about it because they know what they're doing and they're dealing with money constantly. Now, we're dealing in a world right now where everybody's mindset, almost everybody, the mindset is lack. Do what I say and we'll give you something to eat. That's a hard way to put it, but that's what we're doing. The entrepreneur is still available here. There's a tremendous amount of money out there still. It's just a little harder to get startups to do whatever. But I really believe if the mindset is there, you've got the Millionaire's Map, you plan where you're going to go. If you don't define your destination, how are you going to get there? If you don't know where you're going, it's going to be a little hard to reach. So if you have that, it is still, in this country today, it is still very possible to become the millionaire that you want to be.
Yes, and I would add to that, Michael, that the key is to begin to tap and open your imagination, because truly there is no lack in our lives. It's that which we perceive and identify with, our feeling again that there is not enough to go around. Well, in reality, the universe is infinitely abundant. That is a fact. It's not just a theory. And even today, if the monies were distributed perhaps differently, every single man, woman, and child on this planet would be a millionaire. And so everyone has the opportunity to tap that abundance, to tap that flow. one of the things that we all need to do is to expand our imagination and suspend our doubts long enough to literally open the door to the abundance that is always available to every one of us. That's the key. It's always there.
Matthew, when did you become aware of this? What happened in your life?
Well, quite honestly, Michael, the principle, again, behind the Millionaire's Map, which I'll share in a moment, is this law or code of the universe. It's the code of growth, of success, of life. It's the way all matter, both the matter that we can see with our eyes and the way atoms are structured, the way the galaxies spiral. There's a code that governs the growth and movement of everything in the universe. I learned about this code when I was about 12 years old, and it profoundly influenced my future. And quite honestly, it's one of the single most important pieces of knowledge I carry in my mind, yet it's as simple as the way the seeds unfold on the face of a sunflower, the way an ocean wave curls, the way our bodies grow. It's the code of growth, unity, harmony, and abundance in the universe, and we have direct access to it at any moment in our lives. So
it's a set of rules, then. A code is a set of rules, isn't it?
Well, you can almost say it's the elements of a blueprint. It blueprints reality. So yes, you could say that, sure. Set of rules, set of guidance points, architectural plans, perhaps. Absolutely.
Okay, now how do I tap into this unlimited power?
Well, the methodology that I followed, and again, I feel it's really important, Michael, for our listeners to understand that I don't think you can teach or share anything that has not had impact and value for yourself. So many years ago, I was looking to open the door and increase the abundance in my own life. And I devised a simple system that I followed myself for 21 days. And that system was spending money in a journal every day for 21 days in a systematic way. In other words, in a way that follows this code of the universe. It's called the Fibonacci Sequence. It's a series of numbers that begins 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, and so on, where each number is the sum of the previous two. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And it goes on forever. And it is fundamentally the code that governs mathematically the way plants grow, human beings grow from a tiny fetus to an adult, ocean waves curl, hurricanes form, the stock market rises and falls, even the proportion of our positive optimistic emotions and our more pessimistic or down emotions, they're in this ratio to one another. And so, I spent money on paper in the imagination of the workshop of my imagination in my mind every day for 21 days, starting with $100 on day one, and then $100 on day two, and then 1 plus 1 is 2. So on the third day, I spend $200, and then the next day, $300, the next day, $500. By the time I hit the 21st day, I spent over $1 million on paper in my imagination with focus.
Okay, so you you specifically spent the money on something on paper in your mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and what I spent money on was the things, of course, anything that was something that I needed or desired. So you can spend money in this. It's a game. The Prosperity Playbook that I put together is a workbook. It's not a book that you read for inspiration one way. All the books that I write, Michael, are co-written by the reader. I feel it's very, very important to understand that we have to co-create. And so this is a journal, and the chapters are literally 2 pages. There's a journal page. And what I did and what you can do in the book is you spend money on anything. Things you need, things you want, things to give away, savings. You just have to spend the money that you're allotted by the system that day in full, in your imagination, with feeling. That's the secret. It's not just an intellectual exercise. You must suspend doubt. So you find that as you do the process, you get very clear about what's important to you, what your values are, and you start to practice and flex the muscles of greater abundance, which we don't often do.
No, because the opportunity is not there. But here, the opportunity is here. You can deal with abundance. You don't have to worry about where it's coming in the next day. And I can see how it would begin to work, because habit is repetition of action. And if you do it enough, it becomes an internal part of your entire structure.
Exactly. It becomes literally an upgrade of your mindset. Speaking about the mindset again, we don't have enough practice in our lives generally thinking big, right? And so this gives you the opportunity. Imagination is the golden key to a brighter, more abundant future. And this is a passport. It is a 21-day exercise because studies show that it takes about 21 days to start to embed a new habit pattern, a new way of thinking, a new practice, for example. 21 days doesn't lock it in, but it gets you going. Studies show that it actually takes more 55, 60 days to really get a habit kind of entrenched, but 21 days gets it really started, solid foundation. So this is a 21-day playbook. And again, the key is you are utilizing, tapping, inviting the pattern of growth and abundance that is the blueprint for creation. Literally, if God, whatever God is, the Great Spirit, the Force, had a code, a plan, a set of guidelines for the way everything in our world is built and the way it moves energetically, this pattern, this golden ratio, this Fibonacci sequence would be it.
You know, when you really come down to, when you take a look at this, I really, truly, Matthew, I believe that this is a possibility because possibility has to do with, again, your mindset. And if you think it possible within yourself, then it can happen. It's us that stops us. I've got the book in front of me. I'm going to give it a shot. And when I become my over-millionaire self in 21 days, I'll call you and we'll spend money together.
And here's the key piece. There are principles in the universe that are not taught in our school system. This is one of them. Albert Einstein learned about it himself through a book on geometry, sacred geometry, when he was 13. And he credits knowledge that there is a pattern of growth, a pattern of perfection, if you will. He credits that knowledge with opening his mind that led to the great discoveries that we know Einstein for. Da Vinci encoded it in his great art. That's why we're attracted to it. It guides our heartbeat every moment. It guides our DNA. This is a pattern that is all around us. It's an open secret, but we weren't taught about it. It guides great artwork, music, poetry, architecture, and yes, growth and abundance. And what I did is create a very simple, practical, and fun workbook that allows you to engage it consciously. And when you do that, near miracles happen. 90 days after I did the process, well before I ever wrote the book, my income tripled. Within 90 days of finishing the 21-day spending pattern, my income tripled from sources I would have never imagined. And when I shared it with friends and family and a wider circle of people, I started getting letters back of literally remarkable instances. People were being given gifts of cars who needed cars. Amazing jobs came into people's lives based on simply expecting and playing with larger and larger sums of money in the workshop of our imagination.
Matthew, I love every second of it. We are out of time, but I'm going to tell you what. We've got the entire staff here standing in front of me with the book saying, yes, start tomorrow. I said, okay, you got it. Hey, by the way, thank you so much. And before we go, your website, please.
Oh, yes. What you want to go to is millionairesmap.com. That's millionairesmap.com. The book's available on Amazon. And for more information about the Golden Ratio, I did a TED Talk. And if you type in my name, Matthew Cross, into the YouTube search engine, you can see the 4-minute TED Talk I did where I mentioned the Millionaire's Map as well.
Wonderful. Hey, Matthew, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure, Michael. Thanks a million.
Take care. Bye-bye.